Overall thoughts on practice today?
It's good. Good third day. Day 3, guys start to get a little tired, a little sore. I thought we pushed through it well. Thought we had a good attitude, good mindset. I think defensively we're starting to kind of figure some stuff out. So I was encouraged to see us start to play faster and with more confidence and just with a better mentality. So just excited about the jump that we've made. Defensively, and like I said, thought we had a good day today.
It's easy for us to ask you about quarterbacks since you got 3 of them at the moment, but if they're close as you get close to your first game, does Tanner get an edge simply because he's older and a little more experienced?
Not really. I think when it's all said and done, it won't be that close. That's just kind of the way these things go. Is somebody always, seems to rise up and becomes pretty clear to everybody who the guy is. And I don't think we're to that point yet, but I think we're working our way there. And so I would expect, 10 days from now we'll have a pretty good idea about where we're going to go and how it's all going to play out. And, the thing about it is these reps are so valuable. But you can make an argument that any of the 3 guys make sense and for different reasons. And so, the biggest thing is just figure out who gives us the best chance to go play well on Saturday and win football games, and that'll be the guy.
I was asking Coach Riley yesterday, when you have a situation like this with multiple players competing, is there any value in leaving the mystery and not even making an announcement as to who your guy will be in week 1?
Not really. Again, some people think so. I've never really thought that, just because you're going to have your wrinkles that you're doing that's different than what you were doing in the last year anyway. And they're all 3 pretty similar guys. It's not like one of them's strictly a runner and not a passer. So, they're all mobile. They can all throw the ball. So they're really similar type guys, even though their skill sets are different. So, like I said, I think we'll just kind of see how it goes and try to let it happen naturally, and not try to force a decision. I think when you do that, sometimes you end up making a bad one. So as I said, everybody on the team will kind of figure it out at some point. Usually we're the last ones. The coaches are kind of the last ones to figure it out. The rest of the team has.
Since you've been at SMU, there have been a lot of stories about the way you and your staff have used the transfer portal to supplement your roster. And you've got 3 guys this year from Arizona State with the addition of Stephon Wright. Do you have a connection to that coaching staff? How are you getting all these guys from Tempe?
Yeah, it's interesting. We got, Nolan really is a local guy, and so I think it probably began with Nolan. We recruited Nolan coming out of high school, had a good relationship with him, and didn't get him the first go around, and kind of the same thing with Jordan Curley. So we knew both those guys, and then Nolan and Stephon were roommates and good friends and knew each other, and I think Stephon had told Nolan, hey, look, I'm maybe looking for a place to go, and so it just kind of one of those things that naturally occurred. And so I think that's the value in having a good culture and a good chemistry, and being someplace where guys like to play, because the transfers that have come in, they've all enjoyed their experience here and they've liked being here, and I think they're confident and that they're getting developed and they like what they're doing and feel confident about our team having a chance. And so, at that point, Dallas sells itself, the university sells itself, and so what we got to do is just do a good job of recruiting the right players the first time, and then hopefully if you don't get them then, maybe you'll get them the second go around.
And since we're talking about Stephon, what do you like about him? What kind of player is he? How does he fit into your defense?
Well, just starting to see him now. I like his size. I like his movement. He's he moves well for somebody that's as big as he is. I think he's got a chance to carry 15, 20 pounds pretty easily. I'm anxious to see how he picks things up, and I like what I've seen so far. But as I said, it's really, really early.
You sometimes hear coaches talk about if a player comes in the middle of the season for an injured teammate or something, coaches simplify things. Your defensive staff is all new with Coach Levitt. Do you simplify things because the assistants are in their first year with him as well?
I think the key to playing good defense is to number one, know what you're doing. Know how to line up, know how to make checks, know how to communicate. And the simpler you can be, the more effective you're going to be, really at any point in time. And so, I've always thought that the very best defenses were pretty simple, because they understood how to play the game. It's more about fundamentals and, playing with an attitude and leveraging the ball correctly and, being competitive and all those things, and tough and physical. That's what you want to see from defensive football. And so much of that's really not about scheme. It's more about mentality and just player development. I think Jim does a fantastic job with that. I think that's what he's always done. He's got enough scheme to keep people off balance, but he teaches guys how to play. They learn, number one, to play really hard, to play tough, and then second, play with great technique and line up correctly, and then play the calls. And so, we're going to be pretty simple defensively, and really I think that's the way we want to be.
You talked in the spring about moving your offensive linemen around. How much of that was simply cross-training to get them prepared to fill in for teammates if they have to? And how much of that was envisioning guys in new spots this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is get the best 5 on the field. That's the thing, is you go through all these scenarios where you say, okay, who's the best 5? All right, who's the next 2 best players? And just trying to figure out who the best 10 are, then the best 12, and then hopefully you can play with 15. And if you can do that, then, you want to get them spread out where, if somebody goes down, there's a really good backup, and then, has some experience, and kind of the pieces all fit together. So it's a little bit of shuffling bodies around. The good thing is, we did a lot of that in the spring. We're a little bit more settled in right now, and I think some guys have an opportunity to develop because of that.
Any injuries you can update?
Nothing today at all, really. No, I think we're in good shape.
I was going to say, so you guys started to incorporate a little bit more of kicking and special teams today. Have you had any chance to look at the 2 new guys you guys brought in?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, so like both of them. I mean, I'm excited. Blake's obviously played a lot of football. It's a proven commodity. Was a Luke Rosa finalist last year. Really like what I've seen from him. Very accurate, very consistent. There's a lot of things we got to work on, and we're just getting started. But feel good about his ability to hit the ball consistently and get it started. And then Brendan's, different guy. He's just real long, has a long lever, got a big leg. Really excited about his future. There's just not many guys 6'7", 230 that are punt and place kick, and so just excited to see what he can do. And we're just getting started, 3 days into it. We'll see how his leg responds to getting as much work as he's getting. There'll be lots of questions we have to answer, but I'm very excited about his potential and what he can do for us.